I'm Erin with the Brains Report.
And I'm James Brains with the Erin Report. And we're here to review this shed. What shed is this?
This is the Cortina 9 foot by 7 foot shed by Keter.
Okay.
Well, 9 foot by 7 foot.
How tall is it?
Around nine.
I feel like it's about seven here.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And then it goes a little taller in the back. All the dimensions are on their site for exactly how tall it is. But in general, 9 foot by 7 foot, and it's by Keter. It's about $1,900 on the Keter site, but it's also available at Costco for $1,200.
Wow, your Costco membership would pretty much pay for itself if you just got it there.
Yeah. I mean, but if you're
Okay.
not a Costco member, you can still get it in other places. It is available in green or graphite, and it has a couple of features like these windows, a total of 7 of them, 5 in the front and then 1 on each side.
They're plastic.
Yep, they are plastic. Good job, James. And also it has built-in vents so things don't get too stale or damp or whatever in there.
Dank.
Dank, yes. And it also has a 2-door opening here, which comes, I'm gonna open it up here. It's got a really cool latch system that I like a lot. And maybe I'm biased because I put it together myself and I was so exciting. But yeah, it latches there, and it's got a little spot here where it holds the other door in and it holds it all closed, and it seems to work real well. And you can, once it's all latched up, it doesn't come with a lock, but you can lock it. So it is a very secure shed.
How much did that lock cost you?
Like $6.
Okay, so it may cost you $1,906 to, yeah.
I mean, it's around $1,900. It was like $1,935.83 or something silly like that.
Okay.
So, you know,
So you were
and
lying.
taxes and all that stuff. So
Okay.
whatever. I wasn't lying about anything, James. I was estimating.
Okay.
Anyways, it is a thick kind of construction here. Like all the walls are double, like they call them double walled, and it has a steel reinforcement to it. So it's a very sturdy shed. I've put together one more shed, and it was much smaller, and it was not as sturdy. Like it didn't have the same like steel reinforcement. It had metal around the door and like around like the edges of the.
And that was also made by Skeeter, right?
Was it made by Keter?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it didn't
I'll
have the
link
same
below.
kind of construction that this does. This is, all of the plastic is a polypropylene resin. And that was really
That's
cool to
pretty
learn
common.
about. Actually, it is common, but there's another type of resin that is also common, and it's called gosh, I've got it the tip of my tongue. It's a really common
Polywana cracker? Styrene.
So this is poly, and okay, I figured it out. A lot of things are either polyethylene or polypropylene. And polypropylene is actually, if you're looking at kind of overall durability, specifically for like fading and colors, polypropylene is actually more anti-fade. It's more UV resistant.
Oh.
So the nice thing
Interesting.
is about just any of the resins, though, like this one included, is that not only is it, you know, UV fade resistant, it's also weather resistant. It's also, you know, it's going to be waterproof. It's going to be easy to clean, and it's not going to break down over time like wood, or or a metal shed that would rust or anything like that. So it's a very low maintenance material as far as, you know, having a shed. So that's why you see a lot of sheds of that. You also see a lot of wood sheds out there, but I mean, those require repairs. They require upkeep over time. This one, not so much.
Cool.
It's kind of a set it and forget it.
Do you know what sort of wind power it's rated for? I feel like that's a...
I don't know what this one's rated for. I
Yeah.
did see that on some of the other
Okay.
ones, but it is, you know, it's one of those things too that probably has something to do with how you anchor it as well, which
True.
is a part of, you know,
And how like tuna can like it is.
Well, yeah, and I think that this one has a really nice
stout.
design to it that, really works with nature and does have a little bit of wind resistant if the wind's coming from that way, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But as far as it goes, it seems really sturdy. And if we had put in a foundation, which is part of what I want to talk about,
strongly recommended.
Strongly recommended, then you could anchor it to that foundation, and it
Okay.
would be even more wind resistant. I would imagine it would be less likely for somebody just to come and take it away, which
Right.
I don't think anybody's just going to come and take it away, because this is a hefty thing. Once I actually put it together, it was really hard to move. So one of the things I'd recommend is definitely figure out where you're going to put it, and that's where it's going to stay. So I do want to talk about, I guess, the warranty. It does have a 10-year warranty.
Wow.
Which is pretty good.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of other sheds have similar warranties or a lifetime warranty. And I'll talk more about, other shed. I've got 2 alternatives I'll throw out there. But as far as it goes, that's pretty good. 10 years, I could see a lot of wear and tear. This one, we haven't had it up for very long, but we did have it sitting in its boxes for a couple of months. And I think that's something to, talk to, though, because it did get wet. The boxes were made of cardboard. Of course, they were plastic wrap, but some of the weather did get in there. Here in Michigan, we have a lot of thunderstorms and intense weather during the summer. And, I meant to put it together sooner, but I had to be out of town for a good chunk of the summer. And I didn't get a chance to put it together until it had been through some significant weather. And while the cardboard degraded, all of these panels were just in perfect shape. There was no water damage to any of it. I was able to pull it all out of the box and put it together. And
Why didn't your husband put it together? Isn't that a man's job?
that's not your job.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm the IKEA put together person in the house. As far as it goes, I enjoy
get very frustrated
Yeah.
easily.
And there's a lot of things that you do put together. I mean, you've been testing products and putting them together and doing
And
a lot of
frustrated.
and getting frustrated.
Yeah.
And I've allowed you to do those projects because they were
Thank
part of
you.
your job. But
Yeah.
now that, on these kinds of things where I get an opportunity to get excited about something, and also the outdoors is my domain for the most part.
Yeah, I'm an indoor person.
I get a chance to put it together, and I did put it together. And it is,
You did great.
yeah. Well, thank you. You helped.
A little bit, yeah.
It is touted as easy assembly. And one thing I will say is that I would have imagined that it would have gone much quicker had there been 2 people the whole time building it. And that isn't a slam on you not helping, because you did help when you needed to. There were parts that absolutely need 2 people in order to do it, because it's impossible to put them together otherwise.
Yeah.
There were some parts that were really frustrating. They say, that it's basic tools needed, and we couldn't find our rubber mallet, so James actually had to go and pick up a rubber mallet, but
I helped.
a rubber mallet was necessary, we had to kind of beat things
Yeah, it helped a
together
lot.
to get it into the right place. It wasn't a snap together thing at all. There's a lot of screws, so many screws, and so a drill and a screwdriver were necessary as well, and a butter knife helped, believe it or not, just to kind of get. So there's a lot of
Get the fit
kind
and
of
creases.
these panels have to fit inside of things, and so just to get the whatever, the slot to open up enough for the panels to. It was very. There were some frustrating moments, but altogether, it took about 10 hours for me to build it, mostly
Sounds
on my
right.
own,
Yeah.
over 3 days, and I could have done more in each day, except for my neighbor kept coming up and talking to me. And my back would start screaming as soon as I stopped moving, because I'm getting old. And so I broke it up over 3 days. And I think
I probably helped for about 30 minutes. So 10 hours and 30 minutes total
of build
person
time.
hours.
Yeah. And it would have gone much quicker had 2 people been building it all together. Because there were some things that were we could both be doing screwing, all of these screws in at the same time. Not like that. Don't get dirty.
You're the one
Keep it
getting
professional.
dirty.
But we also, we could have been, working together on stuff. But at the same time, I like to see, I built the other shed completely on my own with no help. And it was nice to do the comparison.
Yeah.
The other shed is much smaller. Like, it is, definitely not an apples to
I think
apples
it's
on it.
4x6, maybe.
No, I think it's smaller than that. I'd say 5 feet at most for the depth of it.
Okay.
But I will say Keter does make sheds of all sorts of sizes. This is on the lower end of their large shed sizes. They've got small, medium, and large, and they're all made of the similar material or the same polypropylene resin, which means that they all have that kind of durability. They're not making wood sheds and metal sheds and all the other types of sheds too. They've really kind of
staying
focused
in their lane.
Yeah, and they've been
mastering
around
it.
making sheds for over 75 years. So
Okay.
they've been, really kind of perfecting, and it seems like they've landed on this. They've got sheds. Yes,
So-
James.
No, I was waiting for you to finish what you were saying. I was wondering if someone didn't want to assemble it themselves. Did you? Are there any options? Okay.
No.
I know, like places like Home Depot, they'll offer it for a fee. Like it's usually.
Yeah.
I feel like something like this would be over $100.
Yeah.
So.
I mean,
Yeah.
that'd be something that maybe when we post it,
Yeah.
do a description, we can add that to it
Fine.
if we do.
Yeah, put it on me.
Yeah. As far as the sheds though, like that are available, they've got really a wide variety. This one, like I said, is $1,900 on their site. They've got the smallest that they offer, like a 4 foot by 2 foot shed for around $280, and those ones actually look really cool. They're great for like putting tools in or gardening supplies in or pool things, or even like keeping your trash stored away. But they've got a top that has a hydraulic kind of arm to help lift it, and then they open up so it completely opens up and it still locks. So I mean, it's definitely a convenient size for outdoor storage for that. And then they have sheds as big as 17 by 7 feet. So a nice, real big shed for about $3,000.
And this is 9x7?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of like this, only like twice as wide.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they do, on their site, have accessories like tool holders and shelves and stuff that go into the shed. All of them were out of stock, though.
Oh.
And they all came separately.
Like calico cut pants.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let me see, what else did I want to say about building it? The build went pretty easy. I would say, as far as it goes,
Would you listen to a podcast while building, or how
Only,
did you?
yeah, that's the only thing, yeah.
That would help the time go by.
Absolutely. And just, following the instructions. The instructions were very IKEA-like. That's what I wanted to say, is it was 66 steps.
Not descriptions.
Not a lot of words, a lot of pictures, really well laid out pictures. So it wasn't a situation where I was like, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do here ever. They really were able to highlight the different parts of it. And each of these pieces, there's, kind of descriptions on them. They've indicators of which piece they are, but also they were able to show very clearly in the pictures, how to put them together. So I think that, thank you. As far as
We're leaving that in.
okay.
Someone yelled that they liked her hair. Passerby.
Someone walking by on the sidewalk. As far as the the look of it too, I really like that it's a very, it's sleek. It's,
Seems like it would fit with a lot of house decors
yeah.
and kind of modern, contemporary.
And as the leaves
looking.
have changed, I really like the way that it kind of just fits in, and it's not, and that's kind of another thing that they really do want to have a focus on making their sheds easy to build, and then also something that really fits in with the outdoors that isn't just sticking out.
Kind of Usarian, Frank Lloyd Wright's
I was exactly thinking Frank Lloyd Wright, actually, of how it just kind of fits in. And it fits a lot of stuff too. So we already have moved some of our stuff in here. We've got a smoker, we've got a couple of kids' bikes, some chairs, the leaf blower, but it's got a ton of room, which is great because I want to put the snow blower in there and I want to put the lawnmower in there, and there's plenty of room for that. And also what I really like about it is it's got a nice little ramp here that's metal, so that I can roll up those things the smokers on wheels, and you can just roll it in there. You don't have to worry. That other shed that we have has a lip to it that's really annoying.
Yeah.
One of the things that Again, this is our fault, not necessarily the shed's fault, but it is a little bit hard to close the door.
Yeah, level it.
We didn't level it. We've just kind of were like, okay, here's a spot that looks flat enough. And we didn't put down a foundation. We just put it on a straight gravel driveway. And
I just noticed that when you talk about putting it together, you say you did it all, but now you're saying we. Well, now that you're talking about the issues,
you were there.
Pointing that out.
You could have poured me a foundation, babe, while I was away.
That's true. I'm sorry.
No, but I feel like, overall, so the doors are a little sticky because they're not 100% level, which is, again, it's not the fault of the thing. And they talk about like how to shim it up in the instructions and everything. I just didn't have the patience for that. I just wanted it to be together. And also, I wasn't going to pour a foundation. So,
yeah.
The nice thing is, if we needed to take this apart and move it, we could. I don't know that I want to, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's in a good spot. And, as far as it goes, it's got really good, like, the way that it sits together, like as far as the roof goes, as far as the walls go, it seems like it's going to be really great for an all-weather shed. Like, once the snow falls, we haven't had a chance to experience all the seasons with the shed yet, but once it does, I think it'll hold up really well.
Yeah, I feel like we should do a follow-up review in 10 years to show how it held up for 10 years.
Tune back in 10 years.
Yeah.
We'll 100% be here.
And if we're not married, we have to marry each other.
Yeah. Yep.
Right here, we'll meet.
So, as far as like who this is for,
who is this for?
I mean, people who need outdoor storage.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, if you've got a yard and that you have stuff that you don't necessarily have room for in your garage or your house. We don't even have a garage. We have a basement that is a pain in the neck to like cart things down and bring things up. We were actually keeping our mower, because it's an electric mower that like folds up. We're keeping it in the basement for the longest time. And we'd have to like pull it up and pull it down. It's such a pain in the neck. So it's great to have outdoor storage. It's great to have something that's easy to build. And yeah.
I feel like this is going to become more relevant when you tune in 10 years. But I feel like you could convert this into an auxiliary housing unit on your property. I don't know. You can Google that, but it'll be more popular in 10 years. Also depends on the codes in your area. I don't think they allow it here, but in some areas they do.
Well, here too in the winter you'd freeze to death. This doesn't have any insulation. So one of the things that your mom actually brought up was maybe a she shed, because that is a thing that people. This could be a fun place to have an outdoor thing. One thing I will say is
a sushi shed.
No, a she shed for all your crafts and your quiet girl time.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was looking. It was at a different site though for sheds, but they specifically build sheds out there for entertainment sheds that have a roll top that you can just kind of have that be a thing. And this could fit that. The windows are high up, so it doesn't have a whole lot of. It's got enough natural lighting inside of it once you're in it, but not. It doesn't have the windows that could be lower that will allow more light in.
Yeah.
So it's not really a hangout spot for me personally.
But no peeping Toms that way.
Exactly. And that's another thing. We live in a really urban area with a lot of foot traffic going by. And we have a shed, the other shed that I built has a window that is right at face level so people can look in and see what we have in there. Here, they can't do that. And I really do like that. There's some privacy to it. I will say, as far as people hanging out in it though, I wanted to say the kids, our 11-year-old had a friend over and both of them could not stay away from the shed. I had to yell at them to be like, hey, stop ramming your bike into the shed. Let me, do a video on it first before you beat it up. But they loved it. They were like, yeah, it's a whole new, playhouse kind of thing. So.
Did the bikes cause damage to the shed?
No, not at all. No, these are really sturdy. And you'll see in where I set it up, I didn't set it up on a nice blanket or rug. I had everything on the gravel and just kind of built it from there, and nothing was damaged. It was fine. It does, it could use a nice little wipe down, but you could just spray down with a hose and all of the dirt comes off of that. That's a really nice thing about this material.
Cool.
So let's talk alternatives.
Okay.
And one of the bigger names in outdoor sheds I saw was Patio Well.
Okay.
And they are, they've got a similar kind of, thing where they do easy setup and everything like that. They actually have a shed that's 8x10 and it's around the same price, so $1,900.
A little bit bigger.
It's a little bit bigger. It's got a peaked roof, so it's got a different kind of thing here as far as like, the aesthetic of it is different. But they have a Kick-It shed, which says that they use 35% less screws, and it all is like that snap together design. So that is definitely, something that if you really cannot handle a whole lot of screws or anything like that, they boast that it's a one-person setup for that 8x10.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and because you can just kick the pieces together and they snap in place for like the floor and for the walls and everything. And I do want to say this has a full floor to it too, which has spots to anchor it into the non-existent foundation that we have. But
yeah, so it sounds like that the Patio Well one would be better for people who have no friends and just don't want anyone to help them. They're kind of self-sufficient.
Yeah, I mean, as far as it goes, or maybe people that are like us, getting old and their backs hurt and don't want to bend over and screw everything together, that could be good. Or they just like the aesthetic of the peaked roof, and it's bigger for the same price. The one thing the good thing about it is that it's GRS recycled materials certified. And so, and the type of material that they use can be recycled. So it is a little bit more sustainable. That isn't something that is boasted about this, but they are using the polyethylene. So they were like, yeah, it's weather resistant. Yeah, it's, wind resistant, but they didn't say anything about fade resistant. So that was one thing about that one that I was like, oh, okay. It's comparable, but there are differences. So aesthetically it's different, but also materials are different.
Yeah.
The other one that I saw was Suncast.
They're a big name.
They're a big name. They have a 10x7 modernist shed, and that one is very similar looking. It actually has a very birds. Almost the same kind of profile as this one does, with the sloped roof back and the, kind of triangle windows on the side and everything. The difference is that it has a barn door instead of these two opening doors, but you still get a nice big entrance to it. Like I said, it's 10x7, so it's bigger.
Yeah, about 7 square feet more.
Yeah, and it's $1,600, and that includes accessories.
Okay.
And it looks like it is made of the polypropylene too. I got to double check that, but the only thing about that one is it's exclusive to Costco. So you can get this one on Costco, but you can also get it off Costco, so you don't have to have a membership in order to get it. That one you have to be a Costco member in order to be able to get it. But they'll deliver it to you just like they delivered this one. Not that we got this one from Costco, but as far as it goes, you get the kit and everything like that. So it's the same setup and everything like that. I didn't see anything really that different. It's got the barn door and it comes with more stuff.
Okay.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So overall, what would you say you like most about this?
I really, really like the way that it closes, that you don't have to worry about two doors. You could just open the one door and you've got, even though you've got the beautiful large entrance of the two doors, you only have this one. And like I said, I love how easy the latch is. I think it's really cool. And the other thing I really like about it is the aesthetics of it. I think it's really pretty.
It looks
really nice.
We get lots of compliments on it so far. Yeah.
Yeah, our neighbor who kept coming up and talking to me while I was building the shed loved it. And he's a builder. He likes to build things, and he was like, oh, this is great. I got to get me one of these. So.
Yeah.
Anything else? Any other questions or comments?
No, you did great work here, Erin. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. And if you've got any questions, comments, anything that we can answer in a shed type scenario, we'll do our best. Leave it below, subscribe.
Yeah, leave a comment below. I'll answer within 24 hours. That's my guarantee.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. And in the meantime, keep it stored?
Sure. Why not?
Bye.